What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of BSc Chronicles. My name is Blessing Kumbo. I am finally a BSc student at the University of Cape Town, majoring in human anatomy and physiology and biochemistry. And I am also taking a Biomedical Sciences course as an elective. Welcome. So today I'm going to talk about how things have been so far in final year BSc. So 3 days ago I just finished writing my my last exam for the first semester. How was the exam season? Let's not talk about that, guys.
It's doing like this. It's doing like this. It's blinking, shaking, blinking, shaking. So
today I'm gonna talk about how things are in final year. So in final year, I am always studying, guys. I'm always studying. Literally, when my friends go out and they invite me to go out with them, most of the times I can't go out with them because I am always studying. There's just a lot to do.
I would really love to, but I have to study.
Overall, final year, we are going down.
You're going down.
Because there's just too much to do. There's too much pressure. But I mean, part of the reason why there's a lot to do, I am to blame. So like I said, so in final year for BSc at UCT, you get to do 2 courses. One course from each major, like for example, Hub for my human anatomy and physiology major, and then biochemistry for my biochemistry major. You get to do 2 of those in your final year because it's a lot of work. That's why we do 2. But me being me, because I don't want peace, I want problems always.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
I chose to take a Biomedical Sciences course as an elective, which is the pathology course. So I was doing 3 final year courses instead of 2, which meant when people are cruising, I still have to study because I have a 3rd course. Yeah. But no regrets at all. I enjoyed the Biomedical Sciences course. I enjoyed doing 3 courses. Yes, I cried a lot.
I cry a lot. Literally.
I enjoyed, so no regrets. The final year is so tiring. There's a lot of work to do. I'm always tired. I don't know, the days are too short.
I'm just tired. The days are short. I don't know. Maybe I'm depressed.
I think if you ask any final year student, they are just going through it. It's presentations, research papers to read, test after test after test after test after test. Literally every after 2 weeks I've been writing tests in the past semester. Like it's been test. We just always studying, just always stressed.
They are tired, Shem. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They left everything in God's hands.
And also in final year, like we focus more on research papers. So we don't have textbooks, it's all research papers. Except for anatomy, there's a textbook, but mostly it's research papers. And research papers, that is horrible. But funny enough, I found myself this one time smiling while reading a research paper. Suspicious. How suspicious is that? So I don't know. I don't believe this is me saying this, but they are not that bad, guys. Research papers are not that bad. I think I got used to it. But yeah, we've been reading a lot of research papers. And yeah. But aside from that, finally it's very interesting because it's more about application, where you get to apply what you learn and also get to like link what you've learned in class and how you can apply it like in real world situations. And also you get to see why you learn what you learn. It's not like in second year it was like content, and a lot of cramming. It's like now you apply in what you're learning and like it gets to make sense to you. And for me, I believe that application is good because it really gets to test your understanding. So like finally it's more of application and it's a lot of work. So today I'm gonna comment on the courses that I did for my first semester. I'm gonna comment on the material or the topics that I covered in the course. How difficult or challenging was the course? Was it interesting or boring? And also how were the tests and the exams? And how were the lecturers overall? So I'll start with, I'll talk about biochemistry first, then I will do human anatomy and physiology, then I'll end off with my biomedical sciences elective, pathology. So starting off with biochemistry. Biochemistry from my side, my opinion is obviously biased because it's my favorite course because I love biochemistry. But biochemistry overall, it was interesting. Even like speaking to most of my classmates, they really enjoyed biochemistry. We did a lot of fun stuff. So we started off like learning about DNA. You can never run away from DNA. Replication, RNA polymerase. You can never run away from those things when you're a biochemistry major. So we did that, and then we moved on to like doing proteins and like the formation of condensates, like protein and protein aggregates, and like how those contribute towards like the development of neurological diseases, which I found very interesting. So that section was very interesting. So we had 4 sections. So that was the first section. The lecturer was very good. I don't want to lie. The guy was smart. Even though sometimes he used to forget, like we are students and they would think we're on the same level, but he really explained. And like after like the lecture, if you ask him any questions, he'll take his time to explain. So he was very good. And then we moved on from that to doing like steroid hormones and like steroid receptors. How does a receptor get activated? What are the processes? What are the steroid hormones that we have? What do they do? Glucocorticoids, cortisol, and things like that. And the lecture was pretty good. It was very good. Like it was an area of expertise, so she was good. And that was interesting. Then the third section, that was my best. So the third section we were doing a lot of like protein transport, all the way from like it being translated. What is this? Being transcribed and then translated, undergoing like post-translational modifications, it being trafficked like to its compartment to where it's supposed to be, and also we were doing like diseases associated with any problems like in the transport or the trafficking of the protein. So we did the development of what is Alzheimer's diseases, and we read a research paper based on that. The paper that made a change in like Alzheimer's disease, like the main finding of like what causes Alzheimer's disease, like the amyloid beta protein. I don't want to lie, that research paper was very interesting. It was my first time like reading a research paper and actually smiling and loving it. That was very good. And then we also did Gaucher's disease, we did Huntington's disease, and we did cancer. Yeah, so that was really amazing. But that section was the most packed section, like in terms of content, because it was a lot of, as you can imagine, it was a lot of processes, like going in depth to what are the post-translational modifications there. I think we did, is it the 10 common post-translational, like yeah, going in depth into that. So it was a lot of processes, I mean like it was a lot of pathways that you need to understand. And like I said, and finally they were testing more for your understanding. So it was not all about like memorizing and stuff like that. You really need to understand, because they will say if this goes wrong in the pathway, what happens downstream, or if this gene, if we remove this from this gene, where will the protein end up? If we remove this sequence, what will happen? But yeah, so it was sort of like mind games, but I love that one. I love that part. Then the last section was proteomics, genomics, transcriptomics, like all the omics, where we look like at big data sets and like how we compile that data and present them into graphs that are easy to interpret. So that was the last section, omics. And the lecturer, that was my least favorite topic because I was like, why omics? Like, what? I feel like we were doing stats. It's like, I'm not measuring in stats. Why are we doing omics? But I don't want to lie, the lecturer really did her best to like stimulate interest. But it was just, I was not there, but the topic was okay. But overall, all the sections we did in biochemistry, they were amazing. The tests, I would say the first class test, that was horror, guys. That was horror. The second one was good, and the third one they were good. But yeah, the first class test it was just horrible. But we move, and then in terms of the difficulty, I would say out of the 3 courses that I did, biochemistry was the most difficult, according to me. Biochemistry was the most difficult. Yeah, it was the most difficult. And in terms of the final exam, that was the longest paper I've written in my life. Like, it was the first time whereby it actually takes me 3 hours to finish writing. That is so bad. So it was out of 120, 3 hours. Like I said, 4 sections. Took me an hour to finish the first section because there was just too much writing to do. Yeah, and then when there were like 10 minutes left, I still had to start the last section. But yeah, we finished writing, but that paper, yeah, it was just shaky. It was just shaky, but we are crossing our fingers to get good, manifesting good marks. Yeah. And that was biochemistry. It was pretty, overall, I don't want to lie, it was very good. It was very good. And then if we move on to human anatomy and physiology, so for our first, like I said in my previous video, so for the human anatomy and physiology major in final year, the first semester, it's all about like exercise, physiology, like chronic diseases. And then when you go into the second semester, it's all about the brain, like everything neuroscience. So in the first semester, we're doing like exercise, physiology. I don't want to lie, all the lecturers were good. They were on point, and they really stimulated interest. And the topics were quite interesting. It's just that I think we all know hub will always be hub. Anatomy and physiology, there will always be anatomy and physiology in terms of like too much content. So we did 13 chapters with subtopics. We did 13 chapters with subtopics. A person had to know all that for the exam because our exam was out of 120. It was 3 hours. And it was the first time like they said we were gonna have like questions that are like 8 marks essay questions. 12 there was a 12-mark essay question, guys, in the exam. And yeah, it was like less multiple choice. So normally like the class test, it's like mostly multiple choice. And then now the exam, they were like, it's gonna be a few multiple choice and more like writing because we wanna test your understanding. There was a difference between our class test and our exams. But overall class test, the class average were always good. And like for me, the class test, the first one, yeah, it was okay. The second one was perfect. Like literally, I think everyone got around like 70s, 80s. It was a good class test. And then the exam was also not so bad, but it was too much words, like too much typing. There was just a lot of words too, because it was all like essays, 12 marks, 8 marks, 6 marks, 5 marks. Like it was just a lot, but it was not that bad. And then the practical exam also, they chose violence. It was the first time like you actually needed the entire 2 hours to finish writing the practical exam, but also like they were fair according to me. So overall, the course, I don't want to lie, it was very interesting. Even the practical component, like I remember our first break we had like to exercise to try like an estimate like our VO2 max. I was a volunteer for that exercise where you have to do like the step test where you step like on like stairs, and then you go slowly and then you go like a bit faster according like to the sound that we'll be listening to. And then after that you get to sit down, put on like a breathing mask that will measure like the carbon dioxide produced and then oxygen that you are consuming and all the other like respiratory exchange measures in order for us to estimate like a VO2 max, which is the maximum amount of oxygen that you can utilize during exercise. Yeah, so overall like it was good in the sense that it was more like about like lifestyle diseases, lifestyle like your fitness. Because I don't want to lie though, most of the practicals like literally they were just showing you just how unfit you are, how unhealthy your diet is. Because I remember with the exercise pracs you could just see that okay, I'm not fit. And then when you went on to the nutrition section about the development like of cardiovascular diseases, what is this, diabetes, type 2 diabetes mellitus and things like that. The practical that we did, you had to measure your blood glucose levels, triglycerides. Guys, all the things we were measuring there, they were just personal, just showing you just how unhealthy you are. And then we had to fill out like an FFQ, which is a food frequency questionnaire where you record like what you ate. It can be like per week or per month and stuff like that. And then you import it like in an app called Chronometer. And then also for the FFQ, then we had like to put in like manually what did you eat and stuff like that, and it will calculate like the values, and then it will highlight like which things are like in the red zone, like the danger zone, something you have more, where you should be having less, like what is this, monounsaturated fatty acids, maybe like saturated fatty acids if you have like more than the amount that is recommended and to be red. And for things like vitamins, if you have less than the recommended to be red. I'm telling you, the entire class, everything when it came to vitamins, and it was red, guys. I remember even one classmate after that break, they said they just went to Clicks and bought a lot of vitamins. It's like, yeah. Because like, even me, I had to call my mom and say, we are unhealthy. All this time I thought I'm healthy, but it was just a lie. But yeah, I think it was just pretty interesting getting to see like where you stand in terms of like fitness and stuff, and also being informed and like really thinking about like, okay, I need to start like making good lifestyle choices in terms of like diet and exercising. Yeah, because yeah, that was it. But overall, it was my second best favorite. Yeah, that was Hub. So I would say it was absolutely interesting, and the content was nice. It's just that from my side, I'm not into like exercise physiology, sports. I'm not into that, so but it was nonetheless it was good. But I'm not into that. I'm looking forward to the second semester we have to do like neuroscience, the brain. That's my stuff, not this. And then, last but not least, my Biomedical Sciences elective, Pathology, PTY. That course, guys, that course was amazing. The lecturers, absolute darlings, guys. The convener was so nice. Like, pathology is just the course whereby the convener is your friend. Like, those people are so kind and understanding. They are there for you. It's just a course like with so much support. So in pathology, the final year one, we focused more on like viruses, fungi, bacteria, and parasites. And then like we did all those classes and like the diseases that they cause and the examples of the bacteria, the adhesion factors, what they use to attach like to the host tissue, the toxins that they use, the mechanisms that they use to evade like the host immune system. And then we had to do like antibiotics, antifungals, antiparasitics, antivirals, guys, antivirals, pharmacology, antivirals. That is horrible. that was the most horrible section. Like when having to study like the pharmacology section, antibiotics, antifungals, antiparasitics. Yes, it's a lot, but like with these ones, like you see, you can make it work. Every time I saw the word antiviral, I just wanted to cry. My brain would just brace itself for impact. It was like that was too stressful for me, like having to know like anti-herpes and then anti-hepatitis B, C, and then anti-respiratories, antivirals. As if that was not traumatizing enough, then of all those four classes, then we had to do like development of resistance towards those antimicrobials. And antivirals were there, traumatizing as usual. And then after that, we did like immunology to see like how does the host immune system fight against like infections, and how do the pathogens then try and evade the immune system. So overall, I don't want to lie, I loved it so much. Yes, that meant like I had to study a lot because it was an additional course, and it was content like pharmacology and like things that you really need to study, and repetition so that you can understand and memorize them. But overall, I loved it. The practical component side, we had a session where you have to view like specimen, like maybe like an infected lung, the specimen, and then like we have to look at like at the signs to see, okay, is that abscess, what kind of abscess is that, and then like, okay, maybe this is Klebsiella pneumonia, maybe this, and we have to like tell which pathogen caused this infection, and stuff like that. What can we use to treat the infection? Yeah, so the practicals were cool, and then most of them we focused like on our research component, which is a project we had for the semester, which was also amazing. And then one prac that was amazing, it was when we went out to Kirstenbosch, where we were going out like to a medicinal garden, and then we had to look like at plants, and then complete like a crossword with the clues that we had, and walk around the garden to see like which plant is it. I think that was amazing. Fragrance garden.
Isn't it my God?
So this is a poisonous plant, guys. I don't know why it's even here.
Here we go.
So yeah, that was pathology. The class tests were good. It was stressful preparing for them because of the amount of content that you had to know, but the class tests were amazing. The exam, yeah, they chose violence in the sense that tell me why. Multiple choice, I think it was 18 marks, and then matching questions, it was 12 marks, and then short answer questions, 70 marks, 6 marks, 8 marks, 5 marks. There was a lot of words to put down, but it went well. We are crossing our fingers. Also went for a visit at the drug discovery unit, which was also pretty amazing. We got to see like the kind of research that's been done at the drug discovery unit, what machines do they use, and also we got to ask questions like about honors and the master's students there. They got to share like their journey and give us some advices, which was pretty amazing. So this course, like in general, it was awesome. So yeah, that is my impression of like the first semester. So I would say overall it was a fun semester, a difficult one in the sense that I had to adapt to like having to study a lot of information in a short amount of time, come up with strategies to memorize, and also like to really be disciplined in the sense that you have, even though you have a lot of work, you still need to take off like your mental health. You also still like your sleeping schedule, exercising, having to like make time for all those things, like talking to my mom or my family, make time to talk to friends, and also once in a while go out. So yeah, but overall I would say it definitely helped me to be more like disciplined and improve my time management skills. I mean, they were quite good, but there's always room for improvement. And that's final year. I think the most stressful thing though in final year is that because now we are final years, like we have to start applying like for honors for next year, and also we had to like reach out to departments to see if we can shadow them so that we can get like getting recommendation letters, having to ask lecturers to write recommendation letters for you. But for my side, I managed to get recommendation letters from mostly my lecturers, yeah, and I think my practical demonstrators, yeah, because I always make sure like they know who's placing in class. Yeah, they must know who I am, so that like, yeah, like when I have questions, I'll ask them, I email them, yeah, and then answer in class, so that they know like there's placing in class, so that like when you have to ask for recommendation letters, it's easy to reach out to them. And also they wrote nice things, like some of those recommendation letters, when I was reading them, I was like, oh, is this me? Okay, that's good, that's interesting. So yeah, but yeah, applications are very stressful. So like having to juggle all that, like volunteering applications, getting recommendation letters, and the worst part of it all, getting to like apply for funding for honors, which I'm still currently doing. It's not looking good, Shem. It's not looking good, but we are applying nonetheless. We move. So yeah, the semester was okay. We survived. It was a different ball game. Definitely, it was a different ball game because, yeah. But we are here. We survived. So I'm tired. I don't wanna lie. I'm tired. All I need is a full body massage, a sponsored full body massage. Like someone, a good Samaritan, just needs to sponsor a full body massage for me, and I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Like at the end of the day, guys, I'm just a boy who's in final year. I'm just a baby, guys, and there's too much pressure, you see, and there's just a lot going on. Yeah, I think in terms of like honors application and stuff, I think that needs a separate video. I'll make a video about that. Maybe I'll share like how stressful is the application process, like what options are there after your undergrad science degree. I would do that part, and maybe like we can maybe interview someone, yeah, doing honors or masters or PhD. We'll see. But yeah, that is that. Yeah, I don't know. So I just want to comment on like how does it feel to be a final year. I don't know. I don't feel anything. Like it's exciting, yes, but it's also scary at the same time, in the sense that I'll be graduating. Like, bro, it's literally like less than 7 months to graduation. Less than 6 months. That is so bad. Like, and like if you look back, like yesterday, not so long ago, I was just the first year at UCT, shocked to be here. It was a big shocking place. And now here, final year, yeah, I think time moves. But overall, like I haven't quite like digested the fact that I'm a final year. I think I'm still digesting it. Also, like the whole thing of like graduation, I don't think I haven't even started thinking about that. I think my family, they are more excited about me like having to graduate. It's like that it's them that are going to graduate. Like me, I just haven't had the time to think about that. They are so excited, like they'll be like, oh, we already have a dress, or we already have a song, we already have this. I'm like, guys, calm down. I still need to survive finally. Let's wait a bit. But I mean, it's exciting. I'm enjoying. I think the most important thing is that I'm enjoying what I'm studying, what I'm being taught. And overall, yeah, I think when you enjoy what you love, when you enjoy what you love, when you enjoy what you're studying, I think that really gives you the strength to push through when times are tough. So overall, I love what I'm studying, and I love studying. I love acquiring knowledge.
You have a crush? Yes. Can I see your crush, please?
I love my space, I love my work, and I love my routine.